watching Seven Rivers Sports here on KQEG. I'm your host, Terry Erickson. Each week, an inside look into sports, into wellness, into fitness. Well, today, we continue our look into high school basketball here on Seven Rivers Sports with the Logan Rangers head coach Andy Fernholtz and two seniors, Andy Metcalf and Cody Hoeth. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Well, we're about ready to turn the calendar to 2017. You've had a great career. You have 5 months left before graduation, but let's look ahead to 2017 as a high school student athlete. Goals, resolutions for the rest of your life?
Probably one big resolution would be a better teammate and better leader on the floor and off the floor. Just for all the guys that I'm around, I just need to be a better teammate and better leader.
Well said. But word has it that you already are a good leader and a good person, but you even want to take another step into becoming better.
Yep.
Says a lot about you, and I would assume, being a captain too, Andy, and a three-sport athlete, that you have similar thoughts.
Yeah, you can always be better, and I would also like to be a better teammate. You always have to have a positive attitude during practices, because it only takes one person to have a bad attitude to bring the whole team down, and you need leaders like us too and everyone else on the team to keep everyone up and have a positive attitude so we can get stuff accomplished.
Two seniors, Coach Andy Fernholtz, and you've selected them as captains, so the thought to you is your resolutions about maybe your teaching, coaching, your family, and what these guys mean to the program.
Well, for me, it was an easy choice for these guys to be captains. These guys have been around for a long time. They've done everything that we've asked through the years, and for us, it was an easy choice. For me, as far as resolutions go, I don't have anything specific, but again, a lot like Andy said, just try to be a better person, just try to be a better husband, better father, better teacher, better coach, just be an all-around better person.
Well, you're already an exceptional person, no question about it. But and as you look at your resume as a teacher and a coach, it's pretty impressive because you started. You were an outstanding high school and a college athlete. Played for me, worked for me when you were younger, and it's not a surprise to anybody that you're having success. Talk about your experiences when you were younger.
I was fortunate. I had a lot of good experiences growing up. Was fortunate to have some great coaches growing up. Fortunate enough to play with a lot of really good players growing up. And basketball was always an awesome experience for me. And ultimately, that's why I coach. That's why we do it. That's why we put the hours in, is to give that same experience to these guys so that they can look back on it for the rest of their lives and know that they enjoyed it and that it was a special part of their life.
As we tape this show, just a couple days before the new year, and you have just returned from Wisconsin Dells, where you were 1-1. You are 5-1. Your very first loss against Eau Claire Regis. So the season's going pretty well. Better than what you expected. Assess it so far.
Overall, we're happy with what we've seen. We've got a lot of things to improve on, which every coach would say at this point in the season. But overall, we're happy. We've got a great group of guys who have come in every day with an awesome mindset of working hard and getting better. They've done everything that we've asked, and they've done it with a positive attitude. And the best part about this group, and I've told these guys a lot, is they just keep playing. They don't get too up. They don't get too down. They just keep plugging along. And so far, that has been a pretty good formula for us.
And Andy, I noticed in the paper you had 10 points in that win over Janesville Craig, and have played well in all 6 games. And assess your progress so far this year and your personal goals for the rest of the season.
Well, I feel like since I've been playing throughout high school, I feel like I've become more comfortable on the court. Like when I was a sophomore and junior, I didn't really feel like I belonged out there, kind of. Like I felt more like I was just out there to be out there, not like I was out there because, like I was only out there because Fernie put me out there and not because I really wanted to be out there, because Not really sure. Basketball wasn't really my thing growing up, and I was more focused on football at that time, and now I'm just kind of letting myself just flow in the game and let the game come to me, and I feel more comfortable now.
I think the reason that he put you in there when you perhaps weren't expecting it or weren't comfortable because he had a lot of confidence in you, that says a lot about maybe your skills that you perhaps don't think you have and your ability to contribute, Andy Metcalf.
Yeah, I always try to give it as much as I can. I always go 100% all the time because, you got to give your team as much as you can. And when you give your team as much as you can, they'll reciprocate and give you as much as they can. And it's just an ongoing thing, and it works well for us.
Cody Hoeth, second time on the show. Pretty close to me, aren't you, in terms of not just sitting here, but grew up in the club like Andy did. And noticed you had 16 points in that big win over Janesville Craig and played well in every game so far. And I know you're hard on yourself, too, and most good athletes are. Assess what you think you've contributed so far and what we're going to see as the calendar turns to 2017.
I think this year I've became more aggressive, and as Andy said, he's become more comfortable. I have become more comfortable with my team and with him as well. We both just keep going. We have a good team. We've been playing with each other for a while, so we kind of have a good feel with each other. And I don't know, we just all have been playing well together. We've been clicking as a good team.
And one of the things that it's sort of I've noticed, and it troubles me when I watch teams play, is so oftentimes the coaches do not explain the role of the player. It's a little ambiguous, and the players are not sure exactly what their role is. How do you do that as a head coach?
Well, this year's been a little interesting because we've had some new faces and things like that, so we've kind of had to play a little bit and kind of mess with our lineup and rotation a little bit and things like that. But for the most part, that comes from work in the off season and summertime and things like that. And these guys really get a feel for each other and their role over the summer. What kind of things their abilities will allow them to do, what their limits are, and then through the summer and through their off season work, they come into the season with a pretty good idea of what their role is. We just try to make sure that everybody understands that, number one, it's about playing good defense, giving maximum effort all the time, rebounding the basketball, and then the rest of the stuff will take care of itself. So they all know that that's number one and number two priority right there as far as roles go.
Andy Metcalf, the senior, the captain, what do you see as your role?
Well, as you know, I'm a leader and a captain, and I go out there and give it 100%. I solid defense, knock down a couple threes here and there, maybe get to the hoop, shoot some free throws, some and ones maybe.
Good, and I know you have the ability to take the ball to the basket and attack, which is one of your skill set and your attribute. Cody, a shooting guard, but you've developed some versatility in your game, and tell our viewers what you see as your role.
I think over last year to this year, I've had to change roles because last year we were a lot bigger. We had more guys. We had more experience on the team. And this year we had a lot of freshmen, so I had to kind of work in the post a little bit. So I'm kind of mixing with a 3 and a 4. So I haven't been outside as much as I have than last year. But, I see my role as just being a hustler, a rebounder, shooter when they need me, just being a leader.
Your loss to Eau Claire Regis. Eau Claire Regis, everyone knows, I think, in the state of Wisconsin, Bill Ullman and the track record they've had with success. Was there a silver lining to that loss just a couple of days ago?
Well, I think you can take away something from every game, and certainly losses are always, there's more to take away. But I think the silver lining is that it just shows that we got to continue to work and we got to continue to build, and that really, we haven't accomplished anything to this point in the season, and we've got big goals and we've got things that we want to do in the middle of February and into March and things like that, and we just think it just shows we got to continue to work, continue to build.
Well, we're going to step aside and kind of pick it up from there and talk about what's left in the 2017 Rangers season right after these messages.
LASIK surgery at Mayo Clinic Health System.
Well, I was very nearsighted. I couldn't see 3 feet in front of me without things being blurry, so I had to wear glasses.
We screen patients. We try to make sure that they're appropriate candidates for LASIK, that their prescription is within the range, that it's reasonable to do it, that they have a good understanding of what they can expect, that they have a good understanding of what the benefits are and what the risks are.
For more information on LASIK surgery, contact Mayo Clinic Health System.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports again today. The spotlight on Logan Boys Basketball. Head coach Andy Fernholtz and 2 senior captains, Andy Metcalf, Cody Hoeth. Before we went to break, we talked a little bit about the first part of your season. You're 5-1, and as we look to 2017, and we're taping the show before the first of the year, Onalaska and Central, and then the conference season really kicks into full gear. Talk about that.
Yeah, obviously the month of December, is preparing us for the heavy load of conference games in January and February. Next week is a big week for us. We know that, and we're excited for it. And we feel like we're prepared and we're ready. And again, we get to go out and in our conference night in and night out and play really good teams that are really well coached. And it says a lot about our area as far as the competition level of basketball, the skill level of players that we have, and it's just good for the area. So we're excited for it. We know it's going to be tough and it's going to be a battle night in and night out, but that's what we want.
You're a young team, and you have had success, as we've talked about. Last year, you were 16-9 and 7-5 in the MVC, and this year you're playing well. But you're very young. Talk about your roster.
Yeah, we've got a good mix of kids. We've got some young kids that are really talented, that have a lot of skill and some really good size and length. We've got a good group of older kids that give us great leadership and give us a ton of positive things on the court every single day. And we've got a really nice group of kids in the middle there. So we've got a good mix of kids. We know we're young in some spots and we're raw in some spots, but we got a lot of kids that love basketball and that want to be there and that are going to continue to work and continue to get better. And we're excited about every kid on our roster. And we're pretty deep. I mean, we don't have much of a drop-off as we get into our bench, and we can go plenty deep, so it's a big attribute for us.
Andy Metcalf, we talked a little bit about leadership in the first part of the program, and you are a 3-sport athlete, academic strength. So, I mean, you are a role model for young people, being able to balance academics, being able to be a 3-sport athlete, and be a leader. You're on a platform. There's expectations to be a student athlete. Young people are watching seniors and how they conduct themselves. Talk about what that means to you.
Well, any role model has got to be good at just setting themselves even to everyone, I think. Like, they can't put themselves above rules or anything like that. They need to check themselves and make sure that they know they're human as well, and they need to do everything right just like everyone else does, and they need to show everyone else that's that's looking up to them how to do things the right way.
Well said. And Cody, there's an old saying goes like this: to much that is given, much is expected. You've been given athletic skills, academic skills, 3-sport athlete. You're on the same level, the same platform as your friend Andy Metcalf. To much is given, much is expected. What does that mean to you?
It means that people are watching us closely, and they're watching exactly what we do. People are looking up to us. Kids on their team are seeing what our grades are like, or what we are what we're like on the court, and they want to be just like us because they know that we're the leaders and they want to follow us in our footsteps, and we just have to lead them the right way.
You know, there's lots of definitions of a coach, and I've read them for decades, basically, because it's a passion of mine still to read about teams and in depth about athletes and coaches. And I like this definition probably the most, and it goes like this. The definition of a coach is to get players to wholeheartedly agree to be coached, have an appetite for learning, and then offer them a sense of their destiny as a team. How do you react to that?
Well, I think it's very well said. I mean, the whole key is getting guys to buy in and believe and want to learn and want to get better every single day. And ultimately, by each individual committing to that and buying into that, it's going to be what's best for the team, and it's going to offer the team the most success. So I think that's a great quote, and very well said.
Let's kind of put our academic hat on a minute. Andy, we talked about your strength as in academics, and let's just kind of fast forward 5 months, you graduate, you move on, another chapter in your life. Talk about your plans collegiately and your career plans.
I want to play college football, either at River Falls or Ripon, and I plan on studying psychology and hopefully becoming a counselor someday.
Good for you. That's exceptional. But there's a team in lacrosse called the Eagles. I'm pretty familiar with them because Mike Schmidt, the head coach, is a friend. He's been on the show a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I think you'd fit in there pretty well too. And there's also 2 basketball teams that play in lacrosse. One's called the Viterbo V-Hawks, and the other one's called the UWL Eagles. And they're good programs. And you have the ability to be a college basketball player. Talk about your goals collegiately and in your career.
Well, like you said, I have the ability to be a college athlete, but I have to go do it. I want to play basketball. I don't really have any specific area or college I want to attend, but and then after that, I want to be a social worker of some sort, with just helping kids out through tough times, and I think that would be a cool career.
Have you had tough times? I mean, you've had injuries. Give some advice to our young people watching, the tough times you've had and how you've been mentally strong to get through it.
Well, you just got to keep working every day. Got to keep a smile on your face. Every day is a new day. I've had some tough times, but every day I wake up and I'm still happy that I'm here. I live a great life, and you got to think of the positive things and not all the little negative things that have gone on.
Are you content with yourself?
I think so, yeah.
Regrets?
Not playing football as a freshman would be one. Maybe not working as hard as I possibly could, day in and day out, just as an athlete in general. But not anything too big.
And looking at you, Andy, in terms of your setbacks, you've had some severe injuries, and I've always admired you for your resolution. Jay Billis, who I've met a few times and read his book, talks about mental toughness, resiliency. Does that describe you?
Yeah, I mean, no matter what happens to me, I guess I always just keep plugging along like our team does, I guess. And You know, I just love sports, and I love to get out there and compete, and I don't see a reason why any injury should take that away from me. I just love to compete.
What's your philosophy of life, Andy?
I want to have a positive effect on everyone that I come in contact with.
And I think you do, and I think Cody Hoeth has a pretty profound philosophy of life, too.
I think my philosophy of life would be, if you work hard, you're going to see success no matter what you do. Like, no matter how hard or how much you work, you're going to see that affect the success you have. If you keep working hard, you're going to see a good success.
Exactly, yeah. So it boils down to that, and a lot of people, they shine on Friday nights under the proverbial Friday night light philosophy, but they do not work hard in practice, and I think these two would demonstrate the opposite. You know, Phil Jackson talked in his book recently about developing a culture, the building blocks for a championship culture, and it has nothing to do with winning. Like Dick Bennett talks about, his ideal of his thought on an ideal team is a team that he loves to be with in terms of the journey, and still not have maybe a gold ball in the showcase or a conference championship. The journey, the enjoyable journey, part of the culture. How do you react to that?
Yeah, I think, you know, everybody gets focused on the winning, and everybody gets focused on the state championships and the gold balls and things like that. But, you know, as a coach, what I enjoy is the process. I enjoy seeing us get better every single day. I enjoy seeing us overcome an obstacle that had been tripping us up repeatedly, and we learn from it, and finally we're able to, you know, overcome that obstacle. That, you know, I think is overlooked a lot of times in sports, and people forget about that and things like that. So, you know, as a coach, you try to point those things out. You try to make your players enjoy that and realize that, and we talk about the process every single day of getting better and all those things there. And I think it's important just to remember that those are victories, and if you continue to do those and you do those every single day, you're going to develop that culture of success and that culture of positivity and that team culture that you want.
What's something our viewers may not know about Andy Metcalf?
Kind of a nerd, honestly. I really like learning about history and psychology and space and stuff like that.
So you're more than just a pretty face.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You have deep substance.
Yeah.
So well, now the whole world knows that you're a self-proclaimed nerd. So that's okay though.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Nothing wrong with that.
What's something that the millions of people that are going to watch this show throughout the world would be surprised to know about Cody Hoeth?
That I enjoy country music. I am a pretty boy, but I like country.
You're a pretty boy, but you like country.
Yeah.
But so, who's your favorite country western singer?
Oh, I don't have one, but
can you sing a song before we close the show?
No, I can't. That'd ruin the show.
Garth Brooks or any of those guys?
No.
That would ruin the show?
Yeah.
Are you a secret singer, like in the shower or in your car?
Maybe sometimes.
Because I've seen you go down the road a little bit, and you haven't noticed me, and you're singing pretty loud when the windows are open. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
All right. Well, it's been fun, and we wish you a good new year as we're taping the show 2 days before the first of the year, and we hope that your rest of your season is as successful as early on. So thanks for being on the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right. We'll be back with some highlights right after this.
LASIK surgery at Mayo Clinic Health System.
I can see. I don't have to wear my glasses for driving, to go to the movies, for reading.
And I think it's a wonderful thing to offer people that freedom and independence of lenses, whether they're contact lenses or glasses, to be able to function every day from the morning to the evening and not think about it.
For more information on LASIK surgery, contact Mayo Clinic Health System.
At Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning, we have assembled a championship team
who listens to what your needs are.
We install carrier comfort systems that improve the comfort, efficiency, and the air quality of your home and workplace.
We serve you with highly trained technicians who are prompt, friendly, and honest.
For Gold Star treatment, turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is our business.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Sports, a great interview with Andy Metcalf, with Cody Hoeth and head coach Andy Fernholtz, the Logan Rangers, a program on the rise. Well, on Saturday, the 7th annual Midwest Players Classic at the Lacrosse Center, and our cameras were on hand to bring you all of the action. Let's start with the first game of the day, the Blue Goals and the Cardinals from Bangor, both ranked teams in the state of Wisconsin. A combination of Blue Gold team speed and depth, along with an aggressive defense, too much early in the first half, as Aquinas raced to a 39-16 halftime lead. That continued in the second half with the outside shooting of Whitney Raisin and the penetration of freshman Lexi Donarski. Raisin hit 4 3-pointers, finished with a game-high 17 points. Donarski contributed 14, while Jessa Peterson chipped in 13. Bangor's D1 recruit Emma Whitmerhouse was held to 7 points. Elizabeth Nicolati and Ariana Hunt each had 7. Bangor moves to 10-2 on the season. Aquinas has 12 consecutive wins and is ranked number 1 in Division 4. Final score, Aquinas 69 and Bangor 43. Well, the Logan Rangers made their second straight appearance in the Midwest Players Classic, matching up with Minnesota State-ranked Rushford-Peterson Trojans on Saturday. If you like defense, this was the game to watch, as both teams pride themselves on man-to-man concepts and principles. It was a heavyweight fight with both teams exchanging punches throughout most of the game. Neither team really taking control. The Rushford-Peterson Trojans took a 22-21 halftime lead. Logan displayed more of an offensive presence in the second half, despite being plagued by numerous turnovers. Well, the stage was set for the dramatic ending to regulation time. The Trojans taking a 2-point lead, 7 seconds remaining when Logan called a timeout. Junior guard C.J. Siegel would dribble the length of the court, scoring as time ran out. Tied at 52 and headed to overtime. The Ranger defense stepped up in overtime, holding the Trojans scoreless for the final 1 minute 35 seconds. C.J. Siegel was honored as player of the game, scoring 16 points. Freshman Terrence Thompson had 8 rebounds and 12 points. 4 Trojans in double figures. Landon Gorey, 14. Jacob Paulson, 13. Noah Carlson and Peyton Hahn with 10. Logan wins 57-56. The Rangers take their 6-3 record at home as they host Aquinas on Thursday, and we'll be there to bring you all of the action. Well, I hope you enjoyed our show this week. I'm your host, Terry Erickson, hoping you will have an active and a healthy week ahead. So long from all of us here at Seven Rivers Sports.